Good morning, folks, and welcome aboard another day of Building Evie. Don't worry, you're not in the wrong place. I'm just staying at my dad's a couple of days, so giving me the opportunity to do some of the catch-up editing that I mentioned. And this was right at the end of July and into August, while I was rushing to get out of the marina. And I'm putting one of the starboard wall into the bathroom and the floor. So here we go. At this point in time, I was still lucky enough to have the mag drill that Terry had kindly lent me, and I planned to drill this. This is a vent hole, I guess, rather than an entry hole for the composting toilet. I planned to drill it exactly the same height as the other side. Well, I am exactly half a hole's height low on this side because when I measured it, then I forgot to include half the height of the hole saw that I was using. Anyway, I filed off and painted a bit of silver hammerite on there just to seal it up. And following morning, then I went in with the some silicone on the fitting. Fortunately, I was still clear of the rubbing strake on the outside, so it was just okay. This is me inventing a contraption to tighten the nut on the inside. As you can see, a couple of a jubilee clip and a couple of levers enable me to get it tight enough. Then I moved on to where the radiators was going to go, and I realised that the pipes actually needed to come out further aft. So I moved, or I cut a new hole for that to happen. And then this is me putting the ends in the radiator with a bit of a Loctite 55. And fortunately, to put it in, and you can use a sort of a slightly small Allen key to get them out, then you need a particular size. It's a really weird size that is only in plumbing shops. But anyway, I was just figuring out exactly where to put it and or where this wall was going to go, what holes were needed in it. And this wall obviously needed a hole for the composting toilet vent to go through. So I figured out where that was going to go and made a hole, and obviously got that not quite right. I'm not sure what my plan was here, actually. It is a long time ago. But anyway, I adjusted it to make it large enough that I could go over the thing. It's going to get covered up by a sort of corner infill with a shelf on the top. And I obviously needed to make holes for the radiator pipes to come through, or a space anyway. I'm just cutting out a chunk because this will be hidden behind a skirting board, the same as the other side. I was just trimming off the bottom of one of the upper wall supports, and realizing that it was going to be difficult to put this pipe on after the wall was on. Then I realized that I should just put it on. It's just a jubilee clip onto the fitting, same as the other side for the incinerating toilet. But as I say, this is outflow rather than inflow, and another little bit of tidying up to do on that upper wall support. And then it was just a case of fitting or screwing the lower wall onto its battens that it's attached to. And down at the base, obviously, I was quite careful to make sure it was properly attached because this will have the towel rad on it in this area. And then I could start to think about where that's going to hang. This seemed rather awkward. I sort of propped it up and to the height that I wanted it at, and well, it was a bit of a pain, to be honest, but I don't know. Towel rads are certainly something that I would probably watch a number of YouTube videos on fitting them if I were doing this again. It strikes me as it's a complete pain in the proverbial, particularly trying to do it on your own, trying to hold everything at the right height and get everything to line up, and the brackets and whatever. It's just awkward. Well, I should probably rephrase that. I found it particularly awkward. This is very much, I've cut out a lot of me putting this on, taking it off, moving things just a marginal amount, measuring, remeasuring, etc. I am reminded by this video of just how painful I found this radiator, getting it to the right place. But eventually then I did manage to get it approximately where I want it. It still wasn't quite level, but it's you can't actually see that it's not level, but you can measure that it's not level given where it is and everything. Then it's fine. But don't. This was absolutely a demonstration of how not to do it. There must be better ways. Go and find people on YouTube that know how to put towel rads on, because this was certainly not the way to do it. Just thought I'd show you the pipe work on this one, which, as you can see, is quite tight and intricate again, but it should keep everything out of the way and somewhat invisible. So got a skirting board to put in down at the bottom there. So I did actually do some work on the shower after that, but it seemed more opportune to do the floor in this video, so that's what I'm doing. Initially I just sort of laid out how it would fit together if I put a large piece across the middle and what cuts I was going to have, and whether the little bits were going to be in annoying places or whatever, and I decided they were, so I relayed it so that I would have a joint halfway across the door to the kitchen. And as you can see, I've got a small little strip down the bottom towards the bedroom, but it seemed like the right way to go and not have a silly small bit just outside the door of the shower. So here I'm just cutting the half tiles that are required. I put a bit of tape on the edge so that I could most easily see where I made the cut mark, and then just ran through with a knife a number of times, and I'll spare you me doing that a number of times, but here we go. There's one and there's another one, and so then I was able to lay the tiles out tightly where they are going to go, make sure I haven't kind of got any undue surprises, and just kind of prepare everything. And as you can see, there's that thin little strip. I decided that I would lay this hearth with carpet tape, double-sided sticky tape basically. It's not going anywhere by the time it has carpet on one side and tiles on the other, and it's carpet tape anyway, so I figured that was easier and more sensible actually than using something, I can't remember what I used on the kitchen hearths, but something more permanent. A CT1 I think I used on those actually, which will be fine, but at least this means that you can lift it up if you want to. As you can see, that thin little strip coming off the edge, made sure that the factory edge is next to the other tiles. And then I thought, well, I can maybe cut out around the shower. So I laid that down and then thought better of it. Thought that I should do that last, once everything was actually down and in position. So lifted everything up in the reverse order to which I'm going to lay it. And then I put down some of this F41 stuff, tackifier. I was using one of my foam brush things, and in retrospect, looking at this versus what I got with the coverage I got with the roller when I did the carpet, which you might have seen just the other day, then I think I probably should have put more tackifier down on this, but it's staying down anyway, so it's obviously not too much of a problem. I could then reach over into the corner, having started from the shower space. By the way, there was a bit where I cut out letting it sort of dry for 10-20 minutes until it is just tacky and ready to have things laid on it. And once I got to this point, then I put the shower tray down where it's finally going to go and used the shower tray as the marker to make the cuts. Again, I've spared you the trouble of watching me kind of go around that a number of times with the knife. Having got the floor sorted, then I moved on to the basin, and this is a factory item from Wix, so I'll spare you the trouble of watching me put that together. Well, that took some time to edit up and put together. It reminds me of just how well the radiator particularly, as I said, honestly, I spared you a lot of the angst that I had putting that together. And well, the next video will be the shower. So come back for that. Take care, everybody. Bye.